I soon learned that if I didn't say no, it was just going to get messy, and it was me that was losing sleep, not them.
How did you price or decide to price yourself? I mean, did you do a little market research of the people around your area, or what did you do?
So I did that. So I think I looked at something like 20 aesthetic practices around the area. And I don't know if it was the right thing to do or not, but I went mid-range basically, because I felt I couldn't go top range because of my lack of experience. And I didn't want to go bottom range because I felt that would attract the wrong person. So when I first started my business, I knew I needed to get people in. So I advertised at 50% off treatments and models required, which was great in some ways because it definitely 100% got people in. So I was really busy for the first few months. But now in hindsight, I attracted some of the wrong people. A lot of those never came back because that's what they're looking for. They're going copying from 50% offers all around. So they don't come back when you put your prices back to what they should be. And some of those clients were quite challenging as well. So it was good because it allowed me to build up my portfolio. Even the ones that were quite challenging, again, I put it down to experience and I learned from them. I learned to say no quite quickly, which is hard. It doesn't come natural to me. I don't know if it's the nurse in me or, you're a people pleaser. So that was hard, but I soon learned that if I didn't say no, it was just going to get messy, and it was me that was losing sleep, not them. So it's worked well. My prices work well, I think, for the people I see. I'd say 95% of the people I see now are more than happy to pay my prices. I think I'm quite competitive with some of the big clinics around here because they have much bigger overheads. So I am without a doubt lower than them. And at the moment, because I'm a fairly small business, I provide quite a bespoke service. So it's very personal. I can go that extra mile a little bit. They get their pre and post photos sent to them via WhatsApp afterwards. I don't think they get that in some of the bigger clinics because it's not practical. So they do get a very bespoke service at a good price, really. But I guess they know that I've only been practicing a year. So I know it will be hard to put my prices up, but I'll come across that when I need to, really. But I'm happy with where my prices are.
And I think no one can tell you what your time's worth. And that there's sort of multiple parts to this patient journey when they come in and see you, and the treatment portion is very small. You've got their exposure to you before the treatment, coming in your space, the way you make them feel, the way you consult, how caring and how gentle you are. People pick up on these things. And so it's not just about how experienced you are, it's about the whole experience that they have in coming into contact with you and your business and how you make them feel as a person.
I mean, you said it yourself, Natasha, when you were in the beautician place, your clients told you, we don't like this. And they liked what you were offering, yourself. So
100%, they buy into you as a person. That's what you're maybe trying to say. They 100%, but you don't know that when you're starting out. Really, people say it, but actually they come to see. And it sounds big-headed, but they come to see me. Like they wouldn't go as far to say they're my friends, but you definitely bond with these people, and the things they tell you while they're on your couch is amazing. Like, you almost become a bit of a counselor at the same time, but they trust you, and you build that bond with them, and you build a rapport, and that's really important. And like I said, without sounding big-headed, they definitely they warm to me and what I provide, which is more than the treatment, without a doubt. So and that's the feedback I get.
In relation to putting your prices up, is that a strategy that's worked well for a lot of people that I know, and advice I've given to people over the years, is to, and it's not rocket science, I'm sure I'm not the person that came up with it, was that put your prices up for new patients, but keep the prices of your existing patients the same. So you're not alienating the people that are already there. So they've sort of almost grandfather claused in to your old price because they're the first adopters and they're the ones that supported you when you were just getting your business started. So perhaps that's a strategy, as you select the clients that you really want to hold on to, the ones that have been supportive of you, and anyone new that comes in from a certain date, you draw a line in the sand, and this is your new price moving forward, but you sort of honor the price that you did for those old people. And that's sort of like a halfway compromise where you sort of increase your prices without risk of losing everyone that supported you from the beginning.
I will say I did exactly that in the UK, and it works. Of course it works. They feel looked after. Your new patient don't know any different because you're advertising that new price, but it does get harder and harder. And to be honest, you get a bit bitter towards the old hanger-oners who kind of, because things change, inflation changes and prices change, and so on. And they eventually think, you've got too expensive for me. And many of them decided to go elsewhere, but they did come back when they realized that it wasn't just the price, it was the treatment that was good. So I agree. For a newbie, it's a pretty good strategy, but it doesn't last forever. That's the only thing that's the only caveat.
So that select number of patients over the time that you want to hold at that old price might diminish over time. Or sometimes you might just have that conversation with people and say, look, I've honored this price for this many years. I'm going to have to increase it. I hope that you understand. I hope you continue to support me, and just having that honest conversation. And rather than just when they call up, the receptionist answers the phone and they get treated like anyone else, it may not feel. So I think sometimes it depends on how you deliver that message as well.
Yeah, true. A good warning shot. And this time we'll honor it, but
moving forward,
unfortunately next time it's going to have to change. I mean, those patients that you mentioned who are sort of seeking the discounts, we all have that problem, and
bargain hunters.
And look, when I put out a model call even for my stuff that I'm doing with Allergan, you get the tire kickers and the people who are just looking for free stuff, and they're completely inappropriate. They've had all this work done, and
I love it when you say you want virgin faces, and they turn up with 900 mils in their face. No, doctor, I've had nothing done before.
Literally,
now you got your ultrasound. No.
Well, it's crazy because even on my intake form, I get them to fill out a form now before I even talk to them. And one of my stipulations is never had a treatment, no Botox, no filler. And they all say, when you meet them, oh yeah, of course I've had stuff, but they just ignore everything that you've tried to do to get good models. So I hear your pain. It happens all the time. And, doing Groupons and all this kind of stuff, I just don't recommend it. Just please don't. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you want to listen to the whole podcast, go to your favorite podcast app and search for Inside Aesthetics.
If you like the videos we're putting out, please consider subscribing to our channel. Give us a like, smash the bell icon so that you get notified when we put out more content.
If you'd like to support us, our Patreon link is down below, and you can also follow us on Instagram on our personal accounts.